Can't wait to get that fire going in here. Let's go around to the other side of the tent and we'll get the stove jack installed. I unzip the door on this side of the tent. That allows me to better reach the stove jack. You just kind of pinch these together. They lock in place. So warm in here already. Hey, I just want to say thank you to my new and returning subscribers. Still a small channel, and I don't know where it's going to go. You may have subscribed recently because you were watching my snow plowing videos, where I was plowing my driveway with my good old Chevy 1500 dependable truck. Somewhat dependable. Yeah, you know, maybe this is your thing, maybe it's not. I hope you'd enjoy it though. I mean, we've thought about the channel. We like to do some traveling. We've been out to the Midwest and we've even driven clear across country. We're in Vermont, and one summer we drove from Vermont all the way out to the furthest west we could go in Washington State. I have family out there and it was nice to go back. I hadn't been back out there in like 26 years. We took the month of June off. That was in 2021. COVID was still, depending on where you live, in some states, you know, they were still telling people to mask up, but in many of the other states they were wide open. So we get out west and we get out into the Midwest and start visiting the national parks, and everybody's just, there's tons of people and they're traveling, they're having fun, they're excited because they're out again. They're finally free and able to get out and travel. I think I'll check my wood stove now. It's quieted down. We'll just leave this door cracked just a little bit here, so get some good airflow in there. Snow is pretty much all melted. It's starting to warm up. We'll set the dough on there and let that rise a little bit. So that was about 2 panfuls of snow there. We'll make a cup of tea here with it. To continue the story, when we were out there, of course, we headed to the coast, and I decided, you know, I'm going to find the furthest west that I can go in the lower 48. There's a place there called, I may butcher the pronunciation, I don't know, but Cape Oliva or Alava. Oliva is what I'll go with. You park in the parking area. It's a great hike through this kind of rainforest setting with these massive trees, and there's nice boardwalks along the hike and kind of up and down a little. And then at the end, you kind of come out onto this rock sort of beach. It's the furthest west you can go in the lower 48 states. And that was just amazing. So after we drove back to Vermont, I decided, well, since we went to the westernmost point, why don't we go to the easternmost point? A couple weeks after returning to Vermont, we hopped in the car and headed to Maine, and we went over to Quoddy Head Lighthouse, the easternmost point. So it's kind of exciting. We like to be able to say we drove clear across the country, as far east and west as you can go in the lower 48 states. That was a great summer, great memories. So that's kind of the things we'd really like to do with the channel at some point, is to do some more traveling, do some more camping. If you guys are into that, we'd love to take you along with us. Homemade maple syrup. I remember when I was a kid, we had some good friends, and they would make popcorn, of course, in their house, and they would pour maple syrup on it. I'd never done that before, never seen it before, and I don't do it much since, but it's delicious. Yeah, it'll be a sticky mess, but it'll be well worth it. Wish I could share it with you guys. I just got some of that butter that I put in there. The butter and the maple syrup on the popcorn. Oh, next time I got to put more butter on it. That is good. That's delicious. Promise I didn't eat all of it. I did put some in a dish to bring home and share. But if you think I should try that again, post a comment below. Now I gotta wash my hands. Luckily there's all this wonderful snow around here for that. All right, we're gonna check the fire. Seems like it's quieted down a little. Oh, I forgot to open the damper before I open the stove. Something you want to do, otherwise you get the smoke in here. But it's not too bad. We'll let that warm up again. This mug is pretty warm here with the maple syrup in it. I bet that syrup's nice and hot and tasty. I'd say it's a little too warm to try and taste right now. We'll set that over here. A little bit of flour, water, salt, yeast. Make a nice bread dough here. Break off a nice big chunk. Got that warm maple syrup in here. The maple syrup is delicious on it. I can remember when we were kids, we used to go maple sugaring with the family when they gathered their sap. They had a team of horses, they had a sap sled, and they tapped all their trees with buckets. So we would go, we'd hop on the sled, and you could stand around the sap tank, and we'd go out through the woods, and we'd be gathering the sap. So then you get back to the maple sugar house. The large wood-fired evaporator was just boiling away, and next to it, not far away on one wall, there's a big old tank, a large metal tank, and they would pour the syrup in there when they would draw it off and strain it through these strainers. And so that syrup in there is nice and hot, and they always had some paper cups nearby. You open up the spigot on that tank and you fill a cup about halfway full of just hot maple syrup. And when it's just the right temperature, when you're able to just drink it down, it's delicious. This one's hot, but it's not as hot as I would like. It's cooled off a little bit, but it's still delicious. There's something about, though, that fresh maple syrup fresh out of the evaporator. It's delicious. This maple syrup is something we made in our own backyard. It's a fun thing to do. We have a video that we made a few years ago showing the process. I'm sure if you want, just check out some of our other videos and you'll be able to find it there. But I'm not going to finish this bread dough on my own. So wash my hands. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. This is a great shovel. You can pick these up at any farm auction. They're great for shoveling snow, chipping ice, mucking out manure in the barn, anything you want to use it for.